As a heart doctor, I'm shocked this vitamin raises heart attack and stroke risk overnight. If you're over 60, listen very carefully. A seemingly harmless daily habit could be silently setting the stage for a devastating heart attack or a catastrophic stroke, often striking while you are asleep. Imagine this: there are no clear warnings, maybe just a vague sense of unease. Then, one moment you're dreaming, and the next you're waking up to the frightening reality of classic heart attack symptoms. Crushing chest pain, a feeling of heart attack, pain radiating down your arm, or you find yourself slurring your words and losing your balance. As a heart doctor, a specialist in cardiac health, I have seen this tragedy unfold far too often. And the cause isn't always what you'd expect. It's not just from smoking or a poor diet. It's something many people believe is protecting them, a specific vitamin. That's right. Every day, millions of seniors take supplements, hoping to boost their energy and protect their hearts. But what if I told you that one of these trusted vitamins, especially in high doses, could be silently increasing your risk of a heart attack and other cardiovascular events? Understanding these hidden causes is the first step in learning how to prevent heart attack. Today, I'm going to break down 5 common vitamins that can increase your risk of a heart attack, stroke, and sudden blood pressure spikes, especially in the early morning hours when your cardiovascular system is most vulnerable. If you've ever taken vitamin D, B6A, or niacin, this video might be the most important wake-up call you hear all year. Before we begin, I want to ask you, have you ever worried about telling the difference between a panic attack and a heart attack? Type yes in the comments if you've ever felt that, because the confusion in the panic attack versus heart attack scenario is incredibly common, and correctly identifying the symptoms of a heart attack can save your life. And if your cardiac health is important to you, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Dr. Health Wisdom for honest science-backed advice made especially for older adults. Now, let's start with the most surprising culprit of all: vitamin D. What you don't know about it could turn a peaceful night's sleep into a cardiovascular death trap. You've surely heard that it's good for your bones and your immune system. And that's true in moderation. But here is the truth: many are never told too much. Vitamin D, especially taken at night, can quietly increase your risk of a heart attack and stroke. I know that sounds shocking, but I have seen it with my own patients. Take the case of Mr. Walter, a 74-year-old retired engineer who took his health very seriously. Every morning, he took a 10,000 IU vitamin D capsule he bought over the counter. He believed he was doing the best thing for his heart and bones. But he didn't realize this simple routine was slowly pushing his body toward the brink of a cardiovascular disaster. And that disaster struck. One morning, his wife found him confused. He couldn't speak clearly, his right arm hanging limp. A stroke overnight. His blood work revealed a terrifying truth: dangerously high calcium levels, stiffened arteries, and his markers for blood pressure and heart attack risk were all over the place. The culprit was none other than vitamin D toxicity. You see, when you put excessively high doses of vitamin D into your body, especially without medical supervision, it triggers a dangerous chain reaction that floods your bloodstream with calcium. Your body, now overwhelmed, doesn't know what to do with all that extra calcium, so it begins to deposit it into your arterial walls like plastering cement inside a flexible pipe. These once pliable vessels now become rigid and narrow. And where do you think that can lead? A blood clot traveling straight to your brain, causing a stroke. Or it can block a coronary artery, triggering a deadly heart attack. This is precisely one of the primary causes of a heart attack that we often see. As we get older, our arteries naturally lose their flexibility. Now add in mild dehydration overnight, poor sleep, and a calcium spike from a poorly timed vitamin D pill, and you have created a perfect storm for both stroke and a heart attack. The most terrifying part: there are absolutely no warning signs, none of the early warning signs of heart attack that you might be able to recognize. You go to bed feeling completely fine and wake up with your life forever changed. And here's something you may not know: many over-the-counter vitamin D supplements contain far higher doses than older adults actually need. 5,000 IU, 10,000 IU. People take these daily thinking more is better, but studies show that even 2,000 IU daily may be too much if you aren't truly deficient. Let me say this with absolute clarity: if you are taking vitamin D, especially along with calcium or heart medications, getting your blood levels checked regularly is critically important. And always take it in the morning, not before bed. Do you know the IU dosage in your supplement type D? In the comments if you're taking vitamin D. And if this has made you think twice, please like this video to help others find it too. Now, if the risk from vitamin D surprised you, just wait. The next vitamin is one that many of my patients take for their health, specifically for their heart. But in older adults, it can lead to a situation even more dangerous than a clot: a brain bleed. Here, we need to clearly distinguish the difference in the heart attack versus stroke scenario. A heart attack and an ischemic stroke is typically caused by a blockage, but the type of stroke we're about to discuss is caused by a rupture, a bleed. Let's talk about vitamin E. Vitamin E, often hailed as the heart savior. If you've been taking it for years, you are not alone. Many people over 60, especially women, who are vigilant about recognizing the signs of a heart attack in women, have added vitamin E to their daily routine. They hope it will support their heart, improve circulation, and perhaps even boost memory and skin health. But here is the critical warning that is never printed on the bottle's label. Too much vitamin E, especially when combined with common heart medications like blood thinners, can significantly increase your risk of a brain bleed. Yes, even if you are doing everything else right. This is particularly important because we know that the heart attack symptoms in women can be different and more subtle, and likewise, women need to be aware of other hidden risks like this. Let me share a story I will never forget. Mrs. Evelyn Brooks, an 81-year-old retired librarian. She was sharp-witty and an absolute wonderful patient. She had a heart valve issue and was on warfarin, a common blood thinner I had prescribed. Everything was being monitored closely. Her blood work was fine, her pressure was stable. But one day, she bought a bottle of natural vitamin E she saw advertised in a magazine containing 800 IU per capsule. She later told me, "I thought it would help my memory and circulation." 3 weeks later, she was rushed to the ER with a terrible headache, confusion, and vomiting. A brain scan showed a hemorrhagic stroke, a bleed inside the brain. The cause was not high blood pressure, nor was it a fall. It was the combination of warfarin and high-dose vitamin E that had made her blood too thin to clot. A single fragile vessel in her brain had given way. Here is what most people don't realize. Vitamin E in high doses acts as a natural anticoagulant. It slows down blood clotting. If you are already on medications like aspirin, Plavix, or any other blood thinner, and then you add vitamin E on top, your risk of internal bleeding quietly skyrockets. This is especially dangerous in the brain, where even a small bleed can steal your speech, your memory, or your ability to walk. And let me be clear about the dosage. The recommended daily intake of vitamin E for older adults is only about 15 milligrams, which is about 22 IU. Yet the supplements you see on store shelves often contain 200, 400, or even 1,000 IU in a single capsule. They are sold freely with no clear warnings, no consultation, and many people believing they are doing good take them every day for years. Mrs. Evelyn was lucky to survive, but her life has changed. She now walks with a cane, and her short-term memory, which she was once so proud of, has never been the same. She told me through tears, and this sentence still haunts me. "I just wanted to help myself. I didn't know I was doing harm." And that's the part that breaks my heart, because she is not alone. So many seniors, especially women who are so diligent about researching women heart attack symptoms, think that if something is a vitamin, it must be safe. But the truth is, not every vitamin is harmless, especially when you are on heart or blood pressure medications. Understanding these risks is just as important as recognizing the classic signs and symptoms of heart attack. You absolutely must talk to your doctor before adding anything new to your regimen. Now, if the thought of a brain bleed wasn't scary enough, there's another vitamin that people often take for nerve support and energy, but it can silently destroy your nerves and sometimes permanently. Let's talk about vitamin B6. Vitamin B6, the one often labeled as nerve support or a brain booster. You might have seen it in those bottles at the pharmacy, promising to help with energy, focus, or even memory. And perhaps someone even told you it's great for aging nerves. But here is the warning that most older adults never hear too much. Vitamin B6 accumulated over time can actually cause toxic damage to your nervous system, sometimes irreversibly. Let me tell you about Mr. Harold Jenkins, a 76-year-old retired truck driver. He came to my office because his feet felt numb. His hands tingled and his balance was poor. At first he thought it was just age, but then he started falling. First once, then again. The third time, he hit his head on the bathroom floor. When I reviewed his list of supplements, I spotted the issue immediately. He'd been taking a nerve support formula for over a year. The label said it supported brain health and circulation, but inside each tablet was 100 milligallons of vitamin B6, and he was taking 2 tablets per day. That's 200 milligrams daily, over 10 times the recommended safe upper limit for seniors. Now here's the scariest part. Unlike some other vitamins that your body can flush out in urine, vitamin B6 builds up in your system over time. And in older adults where metabolic processes are slower, it can damage the protective coating around your nerves called the myelin sheath. Imagine it like stripping the insulation off an electrical wire, causing nerve signals to short circuit and misfire. The result: tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, tremors, even confusion or memory issues. It creates a host of neurological symptoms that can be mistaken for many other conditions. What's worse is that these symptoms creep in slowly. Many people mistake them for arthritis or just aging, or even confuse them with the first signs of heart attack or other circulatory problems. But in reality, it could be vitamin B6 toxicity, a slow, preventable kind of nerve damage caused by a pill they thought was helping. And this damage can become permanent if not caught early. Mr. Jenkins was lucky. We stopped the supplement immediately, and the damage didn't get worse, but the lingering effects remain. He still uses a cane to walk, and he no longer drives. He told me, his voice full of regret, "I just wanted to protect my brain. I didn't realize I was poisoning it." To be clear, vitamin B6 is important, but in very small amounts. Older adults only need about 2 to 10 milligrams per day, and that figure includes what you get from food. Yet many brain support pills sold online or in stores contain 50, 100, or even 200 milligrams. That's not just unnecessary, it's genuinely dangerous. So if you're taking any supplement that says nerve support, brain booster, or energy, check the label immediately. know your numbers, and type B6 in the comments if you've ever used a similar product. Now, you might be thinking, surely some vitamins like A must be safe. It's just for eyesight, right? Well, not exactly. Many people ask, what is the heart attack? But they don't realize that other nutrients can cause problems that are just as serious. Let's talk about vitamin A. If you're like most older adults, you've probably heard that vitamin A is essential for good eyesight. Perhaps you've even taken it for your immune system's skin health, or because someone said it helps you age gracefully. But here is what almost no one tells you. Especially if you are over 60, too much. Vitamin A doesn't just quietly exist in your system. It builds up, and over time, it can create a dangerous increase in pressure inside your skull. This condition can mimic a stroke, damage your vision, and even affect your brain function. Many patients come to me and ask, what are the signs of heart attack? Expecting me to list symptoms like chest pain or arm pain. They are shocked when I explain that a vitamin pill can create stroke-like symptoms, which is also a cardiovascular event and can be just as disabling. Let me tell you the story of Mrs. Dorothy Simmons, a 79-year-old retired piano teacher. She loved music and was proud of her independence. But one day, she started getting headaches. Then came the blurred vision, followed by dizziness and slurred speech. Her family feared the worst. Even though these were not the typical warning signs of a heart attack, they knew something was terribly wrong and feared she was having a stroke. Her family feared the worst. They had researched the warning signs of a heart attack and stroke, and what they were seeing in Mrs. Dorothy looked just as terrifying. But when we ran the scans, something surprising showed up. There was no clot, no bleed, no sign of a heart attack. Instead, she had elevated intracranial pressure. There was too much pressure inside her brain. Her spinal fluid was backing up, putting stress on the delicate veins in her brain. What was the cause? Vitamin A toxicity. She had been taking a high-dose skin and eye supplement for over 5 years at a dose of nearly 10,000 IU per day, every single day without realizing it. Here is the key difference. You must understand vitamin A is fat-soluble. That means your body doesn't flush out the excess like it does with vitamin C or B. Instead, it stores vitamin A in your liver, your tissues, and even your brain. As we age, our liver function slows down, so this toxic buildup happens even faster. When there's too much vitamin A in the body, it can lead to a condition called pseudotumor cerebri, or a false brain tumor. The symptoms include headaches, blurred or double vision dizziness, nausea, and can even lead to permanent vision loss or cognitive decline. The tricky part is that many multivitamins already contain the full recommended dose of vitamin A. But some people like Mrs. Dot unknowingly double or triple that dose by adding skin eye or anti-aging formulas on top. The safe upper limit for vitamin A in seniors is roughly 2,500 to 3,000 IU per day, and that's only if needed and under medical supervision. Yet many supplements sold online contain 5,000, 10,000 IU or more. Taken daily for months or years, it's easy to see how the damage builds up. Mrs. Dot is slowly recovering, but she now needs regular eye exams, pressure checks, and balance therapy. She told me, I thought I was doing something good for my body. I never imagined it could hurt my brain. And that is why I share her story. Since each of these vitamins has the power to quietly harm the heart and brain, you might be asking, so what should I do instead? That's a fantastic question, because the truth is, your body wasn't designed to run on pills. It was built to thrive on real food. Whole, natural, nutrient-rich food that your brain and heart can recognize, absorb, and use in a balanced way. Consider the case of Mrs. Margaret Wilson, 73 years old. She came to me with a drawer full of supplements: vitamin D, vitamin E-B complex, niacin, a multivitamin. She said, "I'm doing everything right, doctor." But she was feeling dizzy, her balance was off, and her blood pressure kept climbing. So we did something radical. We eliminated the chaos. One by one, we replaced the pills with food. There was no magic diet, just simple foods at the right time in the right combinations. This is a fundamental part of learning how to survive a heart attack alone after 60. Because true prevention starts long before the emergency. Her breakfast looked like this: one boiled egg for clean protein, half an avocado rich in healthy fats, a slice of whole grain toast for steady energy, a handful of blueberries loaded with heart protective antioxidants, and a glass of water. Within just a few weeks, Mrs. Margaret noticed a difference. Her dizziness vanished, her blood pressure stabilized, her energy returned. She said her mind felt clearer than it had in years. Why did it work? Because your heart and brain need hydration. Healthy fats, consistent fuel, and micronutrients in their natural form, not massive, isolated megadoses from a pill. Focus on leafy greens like spinach, fatty fish like salmon berries, nuts, and whole grains. These foods don't just protect your brain, they support your heart bones and mood. You're not just eating, you are healing with every bite. This is the real medicine for heart attack prevention. The final wake-up call. Awareness is the best medicine. At this stage of life, every choice matters more. The truth is, it's not the pills you take, but your understanding of them that truly protects you. Your body at 60, 70, or 80 doesn't process supplements the same way it did decades ago. Even well-intentioned habits can backfire. You don't need to fear vitamins, but you do need to respect them. Read the labels, ask your doctor, and listen to your body. If any part of this video spoke to you, tell me in the comments what is one change you will make starting tomorrow. If you found this helpful, please give it a like to help others find it too. And please subscribe to Dr. Health Wisdom so we can continue to learn and stay healthy together. You are not alone on this journey.